Hello, my wonderful Coldplay friends. In this video, we are going to be doing a tier list of A Rush of Blood to the Head. Now, just a few things before we get started. First of all, as you'll see in a moment when I have the tier list up, it does look a little different than normal. And the reason why it looks so different is because I honestly just love this album so much, and I didn't want to put everything just at A. So you'll see that I have a few different sub-tiers. And another thing for all my weekly viewers out there, sorry this video is a little bit later than normal. I'm in the middle of getting prepared for an album release with my band If Walls Could Talk, and also got a little under the weather. So thank you for being patient with this video. Also real quick, because I brought up my band, yes, we are releasing an album this Friday, which is tomorrow if you're watching this when it's released, and you can find out more by subscribing to us here, or I have links in the description below. And last thing, of course, if you haven't done so yet, be sure to subscribe to the channel because I do lots of Coldplay stuff, and also leave a comment to let me know your opinions on everything I say in this video. Alright, so as you can see, this tier list does look a little different, like I mentioned. There is an S+, there is an S, A minus, B, and C. So the reason why I have an S+ is simply because there are songs on this album that are my absolute favorite and just amazing songs. And there's an A- because I think there are songs that I absolutely love that are just under an A, but don't deserve, to be a B or anything. So let us start off with our first song, Politik. Now, with this song, I always like to think, how does this song introduce the album? And I think Politik does a really good job of this because it does, it sets the tone for what theme and what genre this album is, and that is very much like kind of a rock album, right? And Politik is just so strong. It's very powerful. And I could listen to this song whenever. It's got this really cool ending to it too, where it says, "Give me love over this," which is again, super powerful. I am going to keep this as an A because I don't think it deserves any higher than that. I'm going to save those for later, but I do love this song a lot, so I'm going to give Politik an A. And next we have In My Place. So with this song, I feel like it got a ton of attention and a lot of radio play too, and it was overall just kind of like a feel-good song. And we do see this song being performed at a ton of shows, and it just, I don't know, an overall just great piece. And I think this also deserves to be an A. I designed this format so I didn't put everything at an A, and we're starting off with everything at an A, but that's okay because we'll have a little variety soon. But In My Place is just there's nothing wrong with it. It is just so good and just a wonderful song to listen to, and an easy listen. You don't have to be in a specific mood to listen to it. It's just super good every time. Next, we have one of the longest titles of a Coldplay song, God Put a Smile Upon Your Face. And with this one, I feel like in the Coldplay community in general, this song is really well received. One, because it's performed, I think, at almost every concert. I know they make a big deal about it, going to a center stage, playing it on acoustic guitar. I know that's been a thing for them. And also, it's just one of those songs that we know Coldplay loves. Now, as far as where I think this ranks on this album, I think I'm going to put this at an A- because I do like the song, and I know it's, one of the best ones that people just enjoy and we know Coldplay loves. But I don't think it deserves to be an A. But that's why I made this A-, because I feel like there's a very distinct difference between an A and a B, so I think this fits perfectly in the middle ground. Next up, we have The Scientist. So The Scientist, first of all, not only is a great song, but it has a great music video to it. It's performed all the time, one of the most streamed songs Coldplay has, and just a classic. The Scientist, for me, when I first got into Coldplay, was one of the first songs that I really connected to and really just felt something for. And because of all those reasons, The Scientist absolutely deserves to be S+. So I know in my other videos I haven't had an S+ tier, but this one definitely deserves to be among the rank of S+. I remember when I actually first started making Coldplay videos, I did a list of, what makes a Coldplay song. And at the very end, I said, using all that information, what is the most Coldplay song? And it happened to be The Scientist. It has so much going for it, so much intention, and so much a unique Coldplay style to it that I feel like The Scientist is just one of their best songs, if not their best song, and one of my favorites, if not my favorite Coldplay song. And now we have Clocks. So moving on from one great to the next. Clocks is just a classic. When you hear that opening piano lick, you know what this is. And you know it's very distinctly Coldplay. The only question I have about this is whether or not I'm going to put it as an S+ or an S. I think just for now, I'm going to put it as an S because I'm just reserving that S+ for the most important Coldplay songs to me. Clocks, of course, is a very important Coldplay song, and it's just very memorable. I remember hearing this interview of Chris talking about how he first wrote that song and how he kind of was just messing around on the piano and it just happened. And I just love that story because it's so true to their songwriting style, and it's just very beautiful. So yeah, Clocks definitely deserves to be an S here. And then we have Daylight. So Daylight is a unique song on this album, mostly because I feel like out of all the songs on this album, it doesn't fit as much as the other songs do here. And it's just like with style and feel, and it is a very creative song, but I feel like I'm going to get a lot of feedback from this, but I'm going to put this as a B. I don't quite enjoy this song as much as the other ones here, and I'm sure there are plenty of you who think this is the best song on the album, maybe. But I'm going to put it as a B just because it's not, to me, it doesn't inspire as much attention, it doesn't inspire as much emotion as the other songs that well deserve it on this album. Next up, we have Green Eyes, the beautiful love song that is Green Eyes. This one, I think right off the bat, I'm just thinking A-, because it is a great song, but I don't think it deserves the level of Politik or In My Place. Actually, I'm going to move this a little above Gotta Put a Smile Upon Your Face because it is such a pretty song. You can listen to the song whenever you're in that lovey-dovey mood. But Green Eyes, yeah, just good piece. I think it deserves right to be in the middle just like that. And then there's Warning Sign. So on every album, I feel like there is a song that I just really appreciate that isn't, you know, everyone's favorite song, but it's just kind of like one of those outliers, one of those gems that I just like really attach to. And Warning Sign for me is this song. It's not like their best song by all means, but it's just so cool, and I just love it. So I'm gonna put this as an A, surprisingly. I don't think it deserves an S tier or an S+, but I think right around an A is perfect for this song. And it's just the overall, what's the word for it? I guess it's kind of like a bittersweet kind of feel, but it's just it just creates this feeling that I feel like only Coldplay can create, and I just love it so much. So I think putting this as an A is perfect. All right, so now we have A Whisper. I totally forgot about this song when I was talking about Daylight, but I also feel like this song doesn't really fit the vibe of the album totally. And I feel the very similar way about Daylight as I do A Whisper, where it's just kind of like, if I had like a B-, I honestly might put this up there. And I feel so bad saying that. And to anyone who loves this song, you know, maybe in the comments, let me know why you like Daylight, why you like Whisper, because to me, they just never really did it for me. But they're still, you know, good enough to be a B. They're not like terrible songs. So that's just how I'm feeling with that. Don't have to bash it too much. And of course, we have the title of the album, A Rush of Blood to the Head. Now, this one is, I feel very similar about this song as I do with Politik. Politik being that rock song that's very strong, it's very powerful, it has a very distinct feeling to it. So I think because of that reason, I'm going to keep this as an A. Actually, let me see if I want to move this around. I actually kind of like this. I'm going to put Warning Sign above here. Warning Sign, Politik, A Rush of Blood. Actually, I'm going to move it like that. Cool. So A Rush of Blood to the Head, yeah, I just enjoy the song a lot. The only thing that's like negative about it is that it's super long. I'm pretty sure it's like 5.5 minutes long, but every bit of the song is worth it, and it's just got this really, really cool attitude to it. And last but not least, we have Amsterdam. So with this song, I've probably mentioned this with a few different songs, but this was one of the first songs I learned on piano. And I remember that distinctly because I started learning piano by teaching myself Coldplay and Chopin music. And this was one of them. But it was really cool because just a little memory I have with this song. I remember in high school, I entered in this competition, a singing competition, and they're like, okay, have your main song and then have a song in mind just in case you win. Because if you win, you'll have this little encore. So I sang my own original song, and then I had Amsterdam just as a backup in case I won. And I ended up winning the competition. And I just remember that was just such a happy feeling to be able to perform this song, Amsterdam, after winning, and just having all my friends there and just singing along with me, and just, it was just a really great feeling. I think I'm going to rate this a little higher than other people's just because of that nostalgia with it, but I think I'm going to put this as an S. I hesitate to put it as an S+ just because of that memory and just that attachment to this song, but it's just so beautiful, every bit of it. The piano part is just incredible, and the chord progressions are just insane, and I just love this piece so much. So there you have it. That is my tier list. Let's go over it individually, just seeing, what we ranked here. Of course, Scientists at S+. I've talked about that so much. Definitely deserves to be there. In S, we have Amsterdam, and Clocks makes sense because Clocks is just such a classic. Amsterdam, I just have such an attachment to. At A, we have Warning Sign, Rush of Blood to the Head, Politik, and In My Place. All are great pieces and make this album what it is. A-, we have Green Eyes and God Put a Smile Upon Your Face, which don't quite, in my opinion, live up to that A ranking, but are also just great in shaping this album as well. And then finally in B, songs that never did it enough for me, but were still good enough, were Daylight and Whisper. So there you have it. Those are my thoughts on A Rush of Blood to the Head. I know I have a lot of opinions, and probably a lot of opinions that differ from yours, but you know what? That's totally fine. You are totally entitled to your own opinions, and maybe, maybe I'm feeling something today, but feel something different, or maybe I'm not looking at a song or listening to a song in a certain way that you feel, so feel free in the comments to let me know what you think. And of course, you can also let me know your thoughts in our Discord server, which I'll link in the description below. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like and also subscribe if you haven't done so yet. And as I mentioned at the very beginning of this video, I do have an album release coming out on Friday, which is tomorrow when I'm recording and uploading this video. So if you'd be so kind to check us out, I will include links in the description as well. But thank you so much for watching to the very end. I appreciate you and can't wait to see your comments on this, but have a great week and I'll see you in the next video.
Ba 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 ba.